Hello and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. If it's too loud, let me know. We were about to read poems. Why don't we start the poems we wrote now? Hope you're all doing good today. Monica wants to read the poems that we wrote, in which the girls will find out that I wrote a bunch of random words that don't mean anything together. So let's find out how that goes. Yay! Holly, I can't wait to read yours. Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sarah still trots away to retrieve her poem and her with her unbuttoned blazer. How dare she not let me touch her some more, like a perv. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I love writing poems. I was in a poetry club in high school, and I wrote poems. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on the wrinkled sheet of loose leaf, torn from a spiral notebook. Like you do. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show him a poem to first? Well, boy. I have to pick. Really? Probably childhood friend blazer button-up girl, right? Because that's kind of what we're doing here. I definitely most comfortable sharing it with Sayori first. She's my good friend, after all. Can't you just read it to the whole class? Isn't that what we were to do here, is read these out loud to the whole club? I thought that's what we were doing. Huh? Oh my goodness. This is so good, Holly. I love it. I love it. I had no idea you were such a good writer. Sayori, you must be seriously overacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing. Well, maybe that's why... Because I have no idea what I like either. Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't just like it because I wrote it? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know. So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem. It's a Holly poem. Oh god, don't call it that. I really wish I hadn't named the character my name. And that makes it feel extra special. Like I can feel your feelings in it. Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori. I mean... You are the biggest idiot in the world. Your childhood friend obviously liked you even before this. Just saying. Date this girl! I'm really happy just that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. Jeez, stop being such a dick. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Holly. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know. Trying new things like this for other people? Yes, I am selfish. That's something only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori seals the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah. I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That would be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you just testing me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. I love that. That's cute. That's... Yeah. I like... I wonder if they all have different handwriting, too, based on which one you talk to. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say it was a bad poem. See, I wish the character could say nice things to them. I wish you could be yourself and not... I don't know. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Okay, that was actually, sweet of you. That was one of the first nice things you've ever said. Yeah, especially that last line. I made eggs and toast, even though you were late to school. It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. Go down the list. I like Natsuki. Well, it's about what I expected from someone like you. That's a little blunt. Well, excuse me, princess. It's not like I said it was bad. It just didn't evoke any emotions. So basically, it's not cute enough for your tastes. Do you want to get smacked? I'll pass. Well, anyway, I guess I need to show you mine. Not that you'll like it. Oh, they do have different things. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, horse girls will run. Owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Now, that's kind of grim, don't you think? Huh. Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it. I like Sayori's better. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. See, I like her a lot, actually. Of the four of them, she's probably the most my type. I'll be honest with that. But I might have said that about Sayori last time. I like the childhood friend archetype, but I don't like any of these people that much. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read if it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling of the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that for the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old anyone is, but if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Yuri, save Monica for last. Just Monica. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick it up on them. I think the most noticeable thing you recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick writing styles separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together.
I just picked random words, Yuri. I don't know what you're thinking, but...
The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering completely gone, she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting you to work together is probably the most challenging part.
You know what? I have to do that. It's really, really loud.
It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. It also hopes that everyone in the club gave you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased how?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about other people like that. Sorry.
It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to yourself or to me or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh, wow, this is shorter than I thought. Ghost in the moonlight. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have stood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced with the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing out of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. This is like the kind of poem I would write, TBH. No real form to it, just kind of, but still a message.
I'm sorry, I still have such terrible handwriting.
It was actually better than Sayori's. What? I wasn't thinking about that at all, but it
took you a long time to read.
I wonder if that's based on how long it actually take me to read it. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it's very descriptive.
It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems.
Not at all. I kind of expected hers to be really long, actually.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, this story isn't about a ghost at all, Holly.
Really? It's about a street light. I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining piece of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be too long before you pick up on one of these things, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Monica.
Hi, Holly. Having a good time so far?
Ah, yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like the activities or anything we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Ha ha ha. Don't worry, Holly. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different.
Well, Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you'd think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
That could be. That could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions, like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either.
Sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. I could take a while before I feel comfortable enough doing this.
That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write.
So you're like the neutral person who kind of like...
It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything.
Monica, do you know this is a game? Do you know that this is a dating game? Is that what's going on here?
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? But don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. If I make one of the other girls sad, are you gonna like murder me or something? Is that how this works?
Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know.
I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes? A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see it. I reel. I'm blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas already scorched for the permanent copy of this meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And he on the other side was looking in. Is this like a peephole? I guess like the hole at your door is what she's talking about.
So, what do you think?
This is romantic. It's very freeform. Is that what you call it? Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. That kind of style's gotten pretty popular nowadays.
That's a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on time between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about this is, if you keep your pen in the same spot too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
So this is like a PSA from Monica. So this is a game that teaches you about how to write better too. It's interesting. It's about writing. It's a literature club after all. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. As if everyone is judging me for mediocre writing abilities. So the weird... Was this game... I don't know. We'll find out later. I'll talk about this when I'm done playing it. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their respective expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Oh, no, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively turns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute! Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say?
Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. So what, we don't get along here?
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
They don't get along here.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Holly did too. So based on that, I'd gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me?
I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet.
These two just are very opposite personalities, aren't they?
And Holly liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it.
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh! I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... oh, you just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that Holly appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours? Ha! And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you sure that you're that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? And you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Holly started showing up.
Wow. Wow.
Natsuki? Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys.
Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as if they just noticed I was standing there.
Holly, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate things that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? That meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out.
See, this is a good place where I'd be nice to have a choice and solve this dilemma, but I won't.
Help me explain that to her, Holly. Oh, wait. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Holly?
Well... How did I drag into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Oh, jeez! I just have to pick one. I mean... If I have to be fair, of the two of them, I liked Natsuki's poem better. And she's a brat, but she's being kind of a dick, though. This is really hard. I could say help me Sayori and have Sayori help me, but I feel like I need to pick one of these girls. I'm sorry this is taking so long and it's making this episode go longer. It's a decision. It feels important. It's gonna be Natsuki probably, right? Because I agree with her points better, but she doesn't have to be so rude about it. Natsuki, you're right that I like your poem.
See?
Wait, that's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different.
That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poems seriously.
I understand. Yuri? You're a seriously talented writer. It's not so secret I was impressed.
Oh, well, that's...
But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it. It becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. Okay, good. This person's actually... Why is this guy suddenly being a good person now and not just being a dick? Like a sexist pig.
I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry.
But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place.
Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too?
Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I ended up even feeling bad for her.
Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori,
she doesn't need to...
You know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now.
Without warning, Natsuki snatches up her own poem from her desk and storms out. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. So the main character actually said exactly what I was thinking. But I liked her poem.
Natsuki.
She really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in the adjacent chair.
Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now.
No, Yuri. How could I hate anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you.
Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Holly, you're too kind. I'm thankful you have you as part of this club now.
It's nothing.
One more thing. That one thing that Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So...
Oh, she was accusing her of stuffing her bra. That's what she was that's what the whole point of that was. I see. What's the thing Natsuki said?
Well, never mind then. I'm going to be making some tea.
Good idea. Make enough for more than one person, okay?
Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did y'all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun.
I'd say it was worth it.
It was alright, well, mostly.
Holly, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone.
Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better.
I think to myself, I did learn a little more about kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination.
Holly? Ready to walk home?
Sure, let's go. And we'll walk home with Sayori and write a new poem next time. We'll see you then.